wanted to be a voice for change seems almost not like a decision I made on my own at all, but was a part of my family's DNA. Growing up in San Diego, California, with a father who was the director of the San Diego Urban League, caused us to be in the limelight in many ways. One of the things that happened that made me know that I'd have to be a voice for change was when I was in kindergarten going into first grade, and we were forced to leave our home, my neighborhood, my birth home, because of urban removal, as many of us who are Black, Indigenous, and people of color, BIPOC folks, call urban renewal strategies of the 1960s. Our neighborhood was erased. I had to leave with my parents and my younger sister to find a new place in San Diego to live. And so they decided, my parents with the mayor at the time, Frank Curran, to have our family be the family to open up housing in San Diego, to break apart that redlining that occurred. We traveled to many different neighborhoods, all white. Sometimes they opened their arms to us. Other times they refused to see my parents, refused to allow us to think about purchasing a home. We finally did find a home, and though we moved in, there was resistance, and it was in that resistance that I knew that I had to be a voice for change. Our house was egged, our house was toilet papered, and that was when I was called the N-word for the first time. I was in first grade. I knew then that I had to be an advocate for myself. I had to understand why it was that this little brown-skinned child would be so vilified and be so hated for nothing that I had done except exist. And so over the course of the years, in all of my different possibilities of being an educator, in all the ways that I imagined for myself, I knew that I had to advocate for justice. I see hope in my students. It may be cliche, but it isn't. I was that student who was, for my elders, the future. So I can only stand here as an elder and be that person to provide foundation, mentoring, and support for the awesome students that we have at Shaw University